You may begin to remember what you never knew you forgot, and forget what never really mattered, as your old beliefs dissolve like mist in the morning sun. And a new self emerges, clearer, stronger, lighter, because sometimes the best way to learn is to unlearn. And in the space between forgetting and becoming, you find the rhythm that's always been you. Now imagine a spiral, not just any spiral, one that flows from thought to feeling, from memory to possibility, from pain into power, curving, curling, deepening, widening. We need to turn more aligned, more alive, more free. And somewhere inside that spiral, a thought begins to bloom. What if this wasn't just healing? What if this is evolution? You see, when you focus on combining all these ideas, beliefs and concepts and installing them unconsciously as a new belief system, it's not about trying, because trying presupposes struggle. And this is not struggle, this is surrender to your own inner truth. You can already feel the changes taking root, can't you? Take, for example, the idea that healing is possible. Not just possible, but inevitable. Because when the seed is watered, it grows. And you've already started watering it. That courage, that breath, that awareness, that's the seed breaking the shell. Now another example, resilience. A rubber band returns. A tree bends and doesn't break. You've already bent, haven't you? And yet you're here. So the only question now is, how flexible can your beliefs become? So your freedom becomes inevitable. Some say pain and pleasure drive behaviour. What if pain is just misunderstood pleasure? What if your worst moment was your unconscious mind's best attempt to protect you? And what if instead of resisting the feeling, you could thank it? Yes, thank it for doing its job. Then release it, like the smoke from a fire that served its purpose. That's just one belief, one piece of architecture. Yet every structure has a foundation. Here's another. You are enough. Not because someone told you so, because your breath proves it. Every inhale a declaration, every exhale a reclamation. And now the pattern deepens. Confusion sharpens clarity, doesn't it? Like staring at a blurry painting, until one part suddenly snaps into focus. And when it does, the rest follows. You don't need to fix anything. You only need to install what's always been meant for you. Let this script be the installation. Let's talk about behaviour. When you journal your emotions, you tell the universe, I'm listening. When you breathe through the flashback, you tell your nervous system, I'm safe now. When you draw a line and call it a boundary, you tell the past, you no longer decide who I'm becoming. Isn't that freedom? Here's a trick. Take this sensation of tension, locate it, feel it. Then breathe through it, imagine it melting, like butter on warm skin. That's anchoring. That's transformation in micro-movement. That's emotional alchemy. Now ask yourself, what if growth is your default setting? What if setbacks are not evidence of failure, but proof that your system is recalibrating? While your conscious mind chases questions, your unconscious mind already knows. Failure doesn't exist, only feedback. The process continues, the installation expands, because every identity you've ever held, the survivor, the healer, the resilient rebel, they're all masks of the same soul, and that soul is now ready to rise. And what rises doesn't fall the same way again. Now imagine grounding techniques becoming second nature. Your breath becomes your shield, your thoughts your allies, your body your sanctuary. And each moment you recognize a trigger. It's actually a moment of triumph, a moment where you remember. The past can whisper, but it can't command. And in those whispers, you hear your new truth. You're not your pain. You're the pattern breaker, the belief maker, the self-reclaimer. Let me show you another example. Say someone believes they aren't safe. They feel it in their gut. They flinch at loud noises. They shrink from conflict. But safety isn't a location. Safety is a signal. When you learn to send from within, with tone, with posture, with intention. So when the old memory flickers, you don't fight it, you reframe it. You tell it, I see you, I survived you, I reprogram you now. And with that, you become the programmer of your own perception. You're already embodying emotional regulation, already crafting reality through presence, already turning adversity into artistry. Because when you integrate trauma, you don't just heal, you reclaim the authorship of your story. You move from survivor to sculptor, from victim to visionary, from fragmented to fused. And every pattern you once called broken now becomes a staircase, upward, inward, forward. So now ask your unconscious this. What's already shifting that I haven't yet noticed? What belief is blooming while I simply breathe? What future is forming inside my very being? As your system updates, your perception refines, your energy recalibrates, your identity reforms, because now you know beliefs shape reality, and yours have just begun to bloom.